Yeah, this is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gon' do, we gotta
All right, people, what's good, man? Welcome to episode number 27 of the Panther Nation podcast. We got coming off this fade, man. I'm Rashad.
And I'm David, man. What's going on, guys? Y'all okay? We fine? We good? We straight?
I think since we coming in on a Monday, we had time for it to marinate a little bit, man. But Twitter was definitely on fire Thursday night and Friday morning about this Eagles game. Didn't quite turn out the way we wanted to, but after Sunday, the world is still ours. So, man, let's jump right in. Before we jump into it, let's talk about this. You want to talk about this transaction? Did you see the transaction we made?
Yeah, man. It just happened recently. Just happened down the pike. I looked at it and I was in shock. Yeah,
it just happened. We signed Garrett Gilbert to the active 53-man roster, meaning we have 4 active quarterbacks on the roster. In order to make room for Garrett Gilbert on the active roster, I guess I don't know if Desmond Southward is going back to the practice squad. I don't know. I don't quite know how that works out, but he's taking Desmond Southward's spot.
Yeah, but you got to release him. He has to clear waivers.
Okay, absolutely.
Once he clears waivers, he can come back to the squad.
You are 100% correct. Yes, you are 100% correct. So, and also we released, I don't know, there was a defensive lineman with the last name Parcell or something from the practice squad. Never heard of the guy. So now we have 2 open spots on the practice squad. So that's interesting, man. I've heard a couple different theories about bringing up Garrett. What are your initial thoughts on that?
Hurney. He's trying to trade, man. He's trying to trade somebody. He's trying to trade. He has to be. This is as bad as when he had 2 kickers on the squad. And you saw that worked out.
Think so?
Yeah, man.
So here's a theory that I've heard. I've heard that we are trying to protect Garrett Gilbert from any poachers since everybody's quarterback is getting hurt, i.e. Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, i.e. Jameis Winston from the Bucks. So they could just pluck him off the practice squad. So they brought him to the active roster. So now that if anybody wants to make a trade, we've got to get an asset back from them in a draft pick or some sort of return from it, which makes sense. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, what in the world is going on? WTF. But after I saw that theory, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So, I mean, it's just this equates to having 2 kickers, in my opinion, though. This is the equal as 2 kickers.
My thing is this. The only person, realistically, the only person I could see somebody trading for from our quarterback staff is DA.
And I don't see them
trading. Yeah. I don't see them trading for Garrett Gilbert or the other guy we got. If they're gonna go and trade for a quarterback, it's gonna be DA.
And look, I wouldn't be opposed to trading DA, considering what we saw in the preseason. They can have him because he was garbage, complete garbage. So I did like what I saw in Garrett Gilbert, and I think he is the future backup, the future DA.
Yes,
Maybe
agree.
Kaya. I don't know. We haven't seen Kaya. Be interested to see Kaya in the preseason next year or something like that. But yeah, I completely agree with trading away DA. I'm on board with that. So we got to let this one play out. I think Herney has something up his sleeve. Hopefully he can execute because the kicker didn't quite work out for us. So hopefully he can execute actually completing a trade for DA or something. Get some kind of asset back in a pick or something.
Yeah, but at the same time, does DA to Green Bay make sense? Does DA to Tampa Bay make sense?
Not Tampa Bay, but maybe Green Bay. Makes a little bit of sense. I don't know. Hundley has looked good in preseasons in the past. So I don't know. I have no clue.
I legit think I'm gonna be honest, man. I legit think the Packers are gonna keep Huntley. I think they're gonna stick with Huntley. I think we can't go off of what happened yesterday and put that all on Huntley. I mean, you can't expect a quarterback. You can't expect Rodgers to get hurt like that against a top defense like Minnesota and expect them to do well without preparation.
Yeah,
so,
I agree with that too because the Packers typically build from within. They don't.
Yep.
You're not seeing those guys come and poaching other people's players. I think I remember a stat from a couple years ago about how they are the team that consistently signs their draft picks. They keep what they draft. They were had like the highest percentage of that. I can't remember what the stat was, but it was crazy. And I started paying attention to that. I was like, wow, they really do kind of keep their people. And they just kind of build from within, which is dope. But all right, I mean, you got anything else on this transaction that we just had?
Well, the trade deadline's in 2 weeks, so you know what that means. He has 2 weeks to pull this off.
Yeah, no, I'm happy. But doing it just to protect Gilbert, I kind of see it. Gilbert, man, he was good in the preseason. I like Gilbert, man. He was a little bit of mobile, just enough to be mobile.
Yeah.
Very active pressure. He's way better than he played way better than DA did, considering they played different strings of defense, but still, all things considering, Gilbert played well.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Enough of Garrett Gilbert. I think that's the most ever time he's going to get on this podcast, unless he happens to play, which I certainly hope he doesn't. I do think he's the best backup option we have right now. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about this Eagles game, man. So we went down to the Eagles at home. Tough game. Very, very well fought, but we couldn't quite pull it out. What you got, Dave?
Shula. I'm blaming him. I'm giving him heat for this. Cam had a couple, but some of the mistakes that occurred was due to some of the play calling from Shula. Like, why are we throwing the ball to Stewart? One of the interceptions came from that. Why aren't we we drafted McCaffrey to be this dynamic running back, and we're letting Stewart make attempts to catch passes?
Can I address that one? Can I address that
Please.
Before you get to? I will address
Please.
why. I can give you why Stewart was in there to catch the ball. Now, I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but what I'm saying, this is maybe why he was there, is because he's a physical runner. McCaffrey, he may catch a screen, but he's not going anywhere. He's not gonna break tackles like Jonathan Stewart can. So I can kind of understand. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just playing devil's advocate that maybe they thought that he would be able to catch something, and then because Stewart wasn't getting anything up the middle. He wasn't. Maybe they were saying, let's get it to him in space and let him create.
He wasn't getting anything outside either, and that's the problem.
Agree.
Like he had a pathetic day as a running back. Now, granted, the Eagles' run defense is pretty stout. I'm not. I think they were like second in the league, top 5 rush defense in the NFL.
Yeah, they were
second.
They were
fourth
fourth.
To the game.
They were fourth before this week, and they definitely did everything they could to improve that. Because we had, but outside of Cam, I believe we had like 8 rushing yards outside of Cam.
Yeah, Yeah, Cam was the leading rusher for a team, and you never
by far
and
too.
in this,
By far,
yeah,
like he had like 70-something
yeah,
rushing yards, and like the next up was like maybe like 8.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it
it was
wasn't
bad.
from Stewart either.
No, it wasn't. I think it was Curtis Samuel actually. I
Yeah,
think
like
it's been on
it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
See, now you're gonna have me pulling up the box score, man. It was
I got
not
it.
Stewart.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm
It
doing.
was. It was Curtis Samuel had 8. Excuse me, 8 rushing yards. McCaffrey had 8 rushing yards, and Fozzie had -3. Jonathan Stewart had -3.
-4.
I'm sorry, -4. Correct. So,
Yes,
-4.
-4. I know because
Yes.
I had him in fantasy and he had -0.4 points. So I know.
All right, my
that he
bad.
had
My
-4.
bad. Continue your thought. I rudely interjected. Go ahead, because I want you to get your
Yeah,
Shula hate out. I know it's been building
you
up.
want to get it all out?
It's been building inside of you, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's I feel like his play calling at the end of the game was lackluster. I question a lot of play calling at the end of the game. And like this happens whenever we have like a big game in play. I know you're gonna tell me, oh, well, it's about execution. Sure, it is about execution. But there's a point where even if you execute the play, it's still a bad play. Like it's just not a good play. You know, like I'm just remembering at the end of the game when we had 2 opportunities with 1 yard to go to get a first down, and for some reason we were cool running before, but all of a sudden, no, we're not going to run this. We're going to try to throw this one down the field. We're going to try to sling it down the field instead of just getting the freaking yard that you need to get the first down, so you can keep the freaking possession going. So that's my thing. Like if you want to say that Shula's not always is you got to go back to 2015 when Shula was great. All right, cool. Shula was great in 2015. We'll give him that outlier. When Shula had less, he was great. But when he has product, he's pathetic. That's what you want to roll with?
No. Can I address some of your concerns? Let me address a couple things, because you said a couple things I want to address. So people were asking why we threw the ball the 3 consecutive times when we threw deep. Well, there happened to be no safety on the field, so they thought that you can go one-on-one and somebody's going to win. But when you have miscommunications, like for instance when Cam threw the interception, I think KB broke inside, and Cam expected him to go deep, and then he overthrew him, and he broke off the route. So I mean that's a miscommunication. I think the theory was there. I think they should have, because there was no safety there. It's all one-on-one. You expect nobody's. I've said it a million times. Nobody's guarding KB one-on-one anywhere. So I think you take your chances there and try to get one-on-one. The theory's there. I understand it. Now, why would you not run the ball on 4th and 1? Now, I don't agree with this. Now, I think we should have tried to run the ball, because the previous drive, or the previous 4th and 1, we threw it and we're successful. Went too many times. And I will criticize. I'm not full like 100% on Shula. I'm not gonna defend everything he does. Like where he deserves to be criticized, I will criticize him. And I think that we should have ran the ball on a 4th and 1, that last drive. Now we have plenty of evidence of why we should not have run the ball, because we only had how many rushing yards total?
That was a Cam play that he should have done.
Yeah, but what's Cam? But what's Cam 100%? You saw when he dove and hurt and was favoring the shoulder when he pulled off his extra Superman dive from like the 10-yard line to score a touchdown, which they didn't count. So was he capable of doing that? We don't know. I agree with you, dude. I say you drop back and you let Cam do the QB blast up the middle. I agree with you. I'm with you 100%. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I'm thinking like an OC. Like I got a banged up quarterback. We've only rushed 4 yards this whole game. They've been destroying us up the middle, between the tackles. They've been destroying us outside. We just completed a 4th and 1 by throwing it. So let's try it again. Do I agree with it? No. I'm just trying to get you guys in the mindset of what she was thinking.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You get into the mindset of what she was thinking. But
I don't agree with it though. I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you.
It's just for me. Now, granted, if Cam's not healthy, I get it. But at the same time, he's already out there. He was already getting squashed. He was already getting hit late. We had a flag for that too. I just think it would have done two things. One, we probably would have gotten the first down. Two, it wouldn't have taken that long for us to line back up. Because if he would have just jammed that joint in the middle, everybody would have still been lined up. We could have got the ball back. We could have probably ran a legit play. We probably didn't have to spike it. We could have ran a legit play, knock the Eagles off guard and do something. But that's just me thinking. Like, I just don't understand why we would, because the other thing is we passed on 3rd down too. We didn't even
that's true.
We didn't even make an attempt to run.
That's a good point.
So I can't let that one go. Now, can I fully give Shula this heat? No, I can't, because we had some execution problems too. But I think some of those execution problems was due to some of the play calling. One of those interceptions could have been avoided. I don't think McCaffrey would have bobbled the ball like that for one of those picks that was caused by Stewart.
I mean, yeah, but so here's guys. So let's just take a step back for a second. Here's why I'm excited. I still think, even though we lost by 5 points, dude, we were in position to win that game. And dude, we handed them 15 points. We handed them 15 points. One that on the Stewart from the Stewart bobble pick.
Yep.
And then we had Cam had another pass that was tipped and picked off. None of Cam's fault. That was not Cam's fault. It was a fluke, right? So we handed them the ball within the red zone a couple of times. They were able to convert. Those don't happen. We pretty much dominate the Eagles. Our defense, and let's shift away from the offense for a little bit. Our defense played lights out, bro. Like, our defense, they had one drive where they drove on us and Aguilar beat Shaq Thompson. Yeah. Why that? Why is Shaq Thompson on?
Yeah, we can go there, bro.
Aguilar? I have no idea. You don't put Shaq Thompson on Aguilar. I don't get that. But as a whole, let's take a step back. As a whole, Steve Wilks called an excellent game, dude. Carson Wentz was under duress the entire game, bro. He was getting punished. I think we hit him 13 times, bro. 13 times, sacked him 3 times. Like, Wilks, called an excellent game. They had one solid drive on us. One drive. Everything else was given to them.
I'm not blaming the defense at all, but at the same time, yes, the turnovers killed us. The turnovers killed us big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then there was a time where we got a turnover and we went 3 and out.
Granted, that's true. That's true, but that was not in the same field position as they got it. They got it in the red zone, bro. No, I think we got it like the 50-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I think we lost yardage on the 3 and out. Like, our offense did not show up to play, and I don't know.
Before you say, I agree, our offense was not there, but you got to give some credit to the Eagles defense, though. Let's not pretend.
No, the Eagles defense.
Let's not sit up and pretend. The Eagles defense. Now, we talked about it last week, or me specifically. I'm not going to speak for you, but I specifically didn't think that the Eagles defense was legit. I thought, man, they ain't played nobody, but that defense is legit. That night, they were legit. They were ready. They completely stopped the run. Their secondary was still trash. Their secondary is not that good. They got some fluke picks, some tip balls. It's not like Cam was. They had like excellent coverage, and Cam, threw a ball in a tight window. No, they had one pick where Cam overthrew the ball in a miscommunication. Other than that, their secondary is not that good, so they can be beat. But that night, their defense was great. So give credit to Eagles defense. Let's not just completely trash our offense. Our offense still was good. We still put up 28, 25 points, or whatever, 23 points, 23. We still were okay. It's not like we were complete trash out there. Cam was throwing the ball. We were okay. It's just they had the better defense.
Yeah.
Or they had not the better defense, but they were good.
The chat cats are talking about the fact that Seymour is getting more and more snaps.
Hey man, get Worley out of here, man. Get Worley out of here, bro.
Worley gave up a touchdown. He gave up one of those TDs to Ertz. He gave up one of them.
And speaking of Ertz, man, when are we gonna learn how to guard a tight end? Because then he got 2 touchdowns, right?
Yep. One was on Worley, the other one was on Adams.
And then last week we gave up 2 touchdowns to tight ends.
Yep.
To the same guy. Like we gotta freaking figure this tight end thing out. Is as athletic as as much as we hype them up about how athletic they are, some gotta give, bro. Because these giving up touchdowns to tight ends ain't the business. But for the most part, we were good, man. We were good. The defense played well, and again, we did lose Luke. But Mayo stepped up. And the defense didn't take too bad of a hit with Luke going down.
And it looks like Luke doesn't have a concussion either, so that's another positive. He should be ready to play next week.
Yep, we got an extended break. If it was going to happen, this was a good time for it to happen. Let him rest up, and hopefully, prayers up to Luke. Hopefully, everything's okay with him. But yeah, man, I thought defense played well, man. Defense played well. Wills called a good game, but when you give the ball up in the red zone, it's pretty difficult for any defense to hold that back. So, all right. So you got any more thoughts on the game?
I'm looking at the chat right now.
Chat cats talking about
chat cats. You know what I'm saying? One of the things was that we've been historically bad against tight ends. Matt One said that, and I completely agree. We have been historically bad against tight ends. You know, it's almost to the point where I'm going to start streaming tight ends of whoever plays Carolina. So this week it's Zach Miller because it's almost to that point. It's not Cleveland Browns or New York Giants level, but it's getting pretty rough in these tight end streets. We can't guard a tight end with anybody. We tried with the safety in the corner on Thursday, and we failed miserably on both. But with regards to the secondary for the Eagles, yeah, the middle of the field, the Eagles are pretty decent. But the outside, typically the way to beat the Eagles is on the outside, on the long ball.
The whole secondary is trash, man. The secondary is trash. I'm sorry, they weren't that good. We were carving them up. The only thing, what helps their secondary out is the front seven. And like I think Mertalik said, Chris, he said that, hey, Fletcher Cox was Von Miller. And that's he was destroying Trey Turner, bro.
Yeah.
Destroying him. And we're talking about Trey is a Pro Bowl level. I've never seen Trey get pushed around like he was on Thursday. He was destroying.
He was the same guy. He was in the same league. He was in the same draft with Luke, right?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I think he was. I remember Fletcher, man. He was on my list. I wanted him.
Yo, Fletcher was destroying Trey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only so much you can do, man. It's only so much you can do.
Yeah, there was one play where Trey, one of the interceptions, I don't know if it was Fletcher, but Trey got pushed into Cam's arm.
It was Fletcher.
I think that was Fletcher. And Cam's arm,
it was definitely
couldn't throw it all the dang on way, and next thing you know, it was an interception. I'm like, I mean, Trey got pushed back yards.
Hey, man, and Fletcher, hey, look, if Fletcher didn't play that game, we would have beat them. I could tell you that. Fletcher completely changed that game. I'm telling you, he did, man. It was crazy, man. I ain't never seen that. That was dominant interior defensive play. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. But, yo, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, look, we didn't have that much film on him. He didn't play that much this year. He was just coming back off injury, so we just weren't ready, man. And I think the game also would have been different if we had a little bit more time. It was a short week, so I mean, it's kind of is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Good segue. Good segue right there, man.
What you want to talk about?
Man, we can get to the Bears, man, if you want.
Hold up, man. Before we get into the Bears.
That would have been an excellent segue. It is what it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The ultimate quote, man.
All right, let's talk about a couple things. Run defense, man. Eagles ran for over 100 yards. That was a little I guess not so much surprising because our run defense has been a little suspect. Yeah, we got to do better, and then in turn we got to do better running the football. So, a little surprising to see them get over 100. I mean, we seemed like we couldn't tackle LeGarrette for some reason, and I believe somebody pointed out that LeGarrette always gives us issues on the last podcast, and they were right because we couldn't tackle him.
Yeah, Blunt's a tough tackle though. So, I mean, I don't think not tackling Blunt is like a panic signal. I mean, Blunt's a hard running back to tackle, period, and he always has been throughout his career.
And I forgot about this since we're talking about coaching, man. I think Rivera deserves some of this criticism as well, since we're talking about everybody want to talk about Wilkes. I mean, I'm sorry, everybody want to talk about Shula, but I think Rivera.
I've known for a very long time that the only way we're going to lose Shula, I think it's a package deal, man. I think Rivera is the reason why Shula's still there. I think Rivera has saved Shula numerous times, and I know for a fact the only way Shula's going to be gone, I think Rivera's going to have to go with him. I think Rivera's going to go down the sword with him as well. But yeah, Rivera deserves some heat, particularly on that field goal he didn't make he didn't attempt at the end of the first half.
That had me completely mind-boggled. Like that completely threw me for a loop. Why would you not try? It was 5 seconds left. That's enough to kick a field goal. That you in turn you throw a Hail Mary. Like that made zero sense. It's the same thing. Like you could have kicked the field goal, at least attempted one. And
his reasoning was terrible too. I just want you to know that.
Go ahead. Yeah, you took my segue.
Yeah, man. When he was talking about crosswinds, I'm like, nah, bro, end of the half. Like, end of the half. Like,
bro, he said there were crosswinds and walked off the podium, dropped the mic on crosswinds, B.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, yeah. That was a big factor too. I mean, we could have at least had a shot at that point. It could have changed the game a little bit.
And then Gano comes out after halftime practices and kicks a 58-yard field goal, and then looks at the coaching staff, says, "Hey, I could have made it." Like, how? Come on, man. Come on, man.
In Charlotte. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Riverboat Ron, man, we lost him. He's gone. It's kind of like losing Kanye. We lost that Kanye too.
And then, like, he's always been suspect challenging plays, but why would you challenge the super cam touchdown dive from the 10-yard line?
Because he was in.
He was in, but why would you challenge that when you're on the 1 yard line anyway? Like you needed that. We needed that timeout at that point. It was fourth quarter. We needed that time.
Yeah, but he was in. Like, I'm not gonna knock him for that.
He was in, but you gotta be smart. You gotta be smarter. You gotta be smart about that. When you see the replays, you know whether there's enough evidence or not. You gotta be smart about it.
Let me tell you something, man. After what happened on Sunday in that Jets-Patriots game, nah, fam. He did it. He challenged him. He did the right call. I don't know if you watched what happened. Did you see what happened with that game?
Nah, I missed it. I heard about it, but I missed it.
So yeah, go back and watch that video. Offensive Jenkins had a touchdown. He caught the ball. He ran it. He dove. The ball was moving a little bit. They called the joint a touchback. But they initially called it a touchdown on the field. So I'm thinking, all right, this is a touchdown. There's not enough evidence to overturn this. They flipped it to a touchback, a fumble and a touchback. Said that he fumbled twice. So, nah, I'm not mad at the challenge. I'm not mad at the challenge. It's just,
it's
if he would have gotten it, then we wouldn't be having this discussion. And they should have gotten it.
Now you're taking my Shula. You taking my Shula
yeah, I'm reversing it, man. Reverse the curse. They sometimes get those things wrong. So I get it. But to say, he shouldn't have done it, nah, he should have did that one. I'm not.
It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It was the 1 yard line, bro. We needed that timeout. That timeout was more important for clock management.
Well,
you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, bro. He should have folded them.
Nah, because if he would have gotten it, then maybe he might need it later. You might never know.
Indisputable
that
evidence.
That was his only challenge, right? That was his only challenge in the game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let that man do that one challenge, man.
Indisputable evidence, man.
Nah, after what happened on Sunday, you need to go back and watch that play.
Nah, I do. I need to see. I heard about it.
I don't know what a touchdown is in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, we've not known for a while now.
Nah, but I really don't know. And I guess the refs, the previous two lead officiators of the NFL, they both said they shouldn't have overturned that call. I don't know what a touchdown is in 2017. But all right, I digress. All
right, yeah. So let's so you got any more thoughts about the game?
Nah, that's all I got. Because we went through everything. We got to the field goal. We got to Rivera's head might be chopped off. We got to Shula. I think we covered everything. I think we covered the bases.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, we're still 4-2. We're still on top of the division. Let's take some time to talk about the division, man. Let's talk about the state of the South, man.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about let's talk about the Tampa Bay Bucks, man. So I think they're currently 2-3 right now.
2-3 is last play.
Just got destroyed. I don't know if anybody watched the game, but the final score is not indicative of what happened to them out in Arizona. They got destroyed by the Arizona Cardinals.
They're up 31-0.
Yeah, they're up 31-0, and they let them. Obviously, they let Arizona let the Bucks kind of climb back. But yeah, it looks like Jameis Winston has a shoulder injury. And I think he's day to day. I think no biggie. I think they're gonna let him come back and play next week. But I think they had a lot of injuries on defense at one point. Looks like all those guys came back. I don't know what happened to them, but they don't look good. I know there was a lot of hype around them this year about how they were going to be great and win the South. I ain't seeing it, bro.
They have no more bye, and they don't have a bye week either.
Yeah, they got to go 16 straight.
Yep. So that ain't looking good for your lowly Bucks, man.
So
Larry didn't make the chat.
Oh no, it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Larry, Bucks fan. He was at the game, at the Arizona game. Shout out to Larry. We'll have him on when we play the Bucks.
Hopefully he considers going to another game after what he saw.
Yeah, they got destroyed. He said it was the worst live game he ever been to. But yeah, man. So let's talk about you got their schedule.
Who, the Bucks?
Yeah, I got it up.
I can pull it up.
I got it. So next week or this coming week, they got the Bills in Buffalo.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah. Good luck with that. I don't see them beating the Bills. Let's just talk about the next 3 games. So they got the Bills, they got the Panthers, and they got the Saints. That's tough. So they got the Bills, they got the Panthers at home. We got to go down to Ray J, and then they got the Saints in the Dome. So that's 3 really tough games back to back to back.
Now the thing about Buffalo, they're depleted from a wide receiver standpoint. They don't really have any wide receivers right now. Like literally, I think the only healthy wide receiver they have right now is Zay Jones. Like they're hurting. So like right now, because
did you see what 40-year-old? I know he's not 40, but do you see what a 40-year-old AP did to the Bucks?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure LaShawn McCoy is gonna have a field day. Yeah, LaShawn McCoy is gonna have a field day on them.
Yeah, I'm debating him for daily this week.
Yeah, he's gonna go.
He's at home. Yeah, hasn't gone ham yet though, so that's why I'm. I got to see how much they price him for. Let's see how much they price him for.
So yep. So they got the Bills. They got a tough 3-game stretch. They're gonna need. I don't know. They're gonna have to put something together because it doesn't get too much easier after that either. They got a rough little go. I don't see them winning the division at all. I think they're going to stay right where they are at the bottom. So let's move on. Anything else about the Bucks?
Now we're good on the Bucks, man. We've given them more than enough time.
How about the team that blew a 17-point lead?
Oh, those dirty birds in Atlanta?
Yeah, man. What?
They haven't looked
so great either, man.
They were two. If you want to be real about it, man, they were like 2 or 3 plays away from not winning the game.
They look. They're only 2 or 3 plays from being 1-4.
That's my point. Like, yeah, like I mean, if the Bears had a receiver, they definitely would have caught that fade there.
And in Detroit, when they had the 8-second runoff, they had 8-second runoff with Golden Tate. Yeah, that should have been an L.
And that was a TD, by the way. Once again, it was not know what a touchdown is.
So, yeah, and then they blew a 17-point lead, which is pretty
against the Dolphins. Against the Dolphins.
Yeah, against the Dolphins, which Dolphins are garbage. Yeah, let's see who they got coming up. I don't have it up in front of me.
I can pull that up. They got the Patriots, the Jets, and the Panthers all on the road.
Oof.
3 straight road games.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
They'll be on NBC next Sunday, on Sunday. And then they got the Jets, at the Panthers.
They're gonna try to give it to the Patriots. The Patriots haven't been looking that great, to be honest with you.
Their defense. That's the problem with the Patriots. They can't defend. Like, they cannot defend. They do not have a defense. I mean, the Jets went ham on them this week. So, but either way, we'll see. I mean, they should be able to beat the Falcons, but I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be a tough sell. And one thing I just noticed, man, they lost 2 straight games at home.
Yeah, the new stadium ain't really been that kind to them. And the Patriots have lost 2 games at home as well. So Foxborough ain't been that dominant place as it has in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's gonna be a good game, man. Either way, and then I will be at the when the Falcons come to the bank. I'll be at that game. We owe them. We owe them big time. I know that game's gonna be great. I expect big things from us that game. And the Jets definitely aren't as bad as we thought they were.
No, they're not. Josh McCown out there slanging it, man.
Yeah, they're a lot better than I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, Josh McCown is out there slanging it because he looked good against the Patriots, and he looked good the past few weeks. I think he has the 2nd highest completion percentage in the NFL.
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure. Going into the game on Sunday, you had the 2nd highest completion percentage in the league. I can tell. I don't know if it's still up there now, but it probably is. He's efficient. He's very efficient, considering that their best wide receiver is Jermaine Kearse. It's pretty good. So, yeah, I think the Falcons their offense has been sputtering. Their offense has not been as good. Their defense hasn't been showing up that well. They have not looked good. They have not looked good. But they're undefeated on the road, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Sounds like another team I know.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a bigger difference. There's a big difference, and I'll get to that later. While the Falcons are undefeated on the road, and they're undefeated in the conference. They're 3-0 in the conference. We'll get to that once we get up to Carolina. So yeah, I mean, Atlanta's is in super hangover mode. They're in Super Bowl hangover mode, but their record don't really show it yet. But it will. I think it will. I don't think they're not as good as
no, they're not. Yeah, they're not that good. They definitely should have lost a couple more games. So let's move on to the New Orleans Saints, which I think unbiasedly is probably the best team in the South right now, playing wise. They're playing the best football, both sides of the ball. Their defense has ever since they came down and beat us, they've been playing lights out. Defense is showing up, offense is clicking. They look good, man. They look good. And with Aaron Rodgers going down. They got Green Bay up next. So what looked like to be a tough stretch definitely turns out to be a much easier. It's NFL, nothing's given, but it looks like a much easier stretch. They've got the Packers up in Lambeau. They've got the Bears at home. They've got the Bucks at home. 3 winnable games for them. So the Panthers, we need to do what we need to do to hang tight because they definitely have the tiebreaker over us for right now since they beat us. So Saints look good, man. I really don't have nothing bad to say. I watched a lot of that Detroit game, and they look good, man. Their defense is scoring. When your defense scores 3 touchdowns, they're doing something right. So Saints are playing the best football in the NFC South right now.
I was considering playing the Saints defense in daily, and I should have done it. I would probably have way more money in my bank account right now if I did. But I was afraid. I was afraid of Detroit. I was afraid of Detroit, but it looks like it didn't matter, man. Like, they look legit. The Saints look legit. No question. They look legit. They beat a Dolphins team that just did a 17-point comeback on the Falcons, who are the NFC champions. So they're legit, man. They are legit. They're playing the most consistent ball right now. Like, they started 0-2, and they lost to the Falcons and the Patriots. I mean, the Vikings and the Patriots. And they beat us. They beat Miami, and they beat Detroit. And they beat Miami dominantly. They shut out Miami.
Yeah.
So, like, their defense is legit. Like, they actually have a defense now. Like, we used to pick on their defense. They actually have a legit defense. And with Drew Brees, that means they're gonna be a hard out. If that defense keeps it up, they're gonna be a hard out.
Yeah, it's we definitely got to play our part to kind of hang tight, because we definitely got some work to do to hang in there. That being said, what about the Panthers, man? We got the Bears. Yeah, we're 4-2, currently division leaders.
Yep.
So all that being said about the other teams, we're still 4-2 and leading the division. We got the Chicago Bears. You want to go ahead and talk about this Bears game?
We can. It's John. This might be John Fox's last time for revenge, man. I don't think he's gonna survive as the head coach.
Nah, yeah, he's been trash.
So I think the Bears are going to run the ball a lot on us. So whatever issues we have about stopping the run game, we better figure it out between now and Sunday.
Yeah. Speaking of running the ball, they're number 3 rushing team in the league right now. Yeah.
And they got 2 good running backs. They got Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Some of you locals might know about that school. It's a nice historic black college and university based out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And they got somebody that can throw the ball. He can throw the ball, he can catch the ball, can run the routes. So I mean, they don't have too many receivers in Chicago, and their defense is not that bad either. Their defense is actually decent. I'm not saying they're like top 10, but their defense can get to the quarterback. So
yeah, their defense is solid. So they're an average, pretty much average across the board defense. They rank 13th in total yards against. They rank 15th against the pass and 18th against the run, and 25th in points per game. So their defense is just an average defense. So there's nothing really great about them. They're not like Philly, where Philly was pretty dominant against the run, and then soft against the pass. They're kind of middle of the road across the board. I've watched a couple Bears games. They get after it too, though. They can get after it. They can rush. Oh, yeah. They can rush the passer.
Oh yeah. No question. They can get to the quarterback.
Our friend Matt Khalil should be very familiar with his opponent. So hopefully he should have a bit of advantage, if anybody, in this game.
This should be a winnable game. I just think that we have to stop the run. We have to do better than what we did against Philly last week. We have to stop the run.
Yeah, the thing about the run is that it makes him. Trubisky's going to need the run. He's going to need the run to kind of get his confidence going. I don't see him. They don't really have any receiver. They got Kendall Wright. That's really about it. Our secondary shouldn't have a hard time stopping anybody out there. Only thing about Mitch, though, Mitch is kind of mobile out there. So he's kind of like Carson Wentz in that he can move around and move and shake. I think Wilkes, as long as he's sending that pressure, though, it should give Trubisky problems. But he can move, though. So don't be surprised he makes a couple guys miss out there. But I just don't think he's seen a defense this fast. Nope. Hopefully they can move and get to the quarterback and give him a long day.
Yeah, this should be 5-2, man. This should be 5-2.
Yeah.
And here's another fact, and I think you would have said you kind of alluded to it earlier. We're 3-0 on the road, man.
Yep.
So seems like we're more comfortable on the road than we are at home.
Yep.
So
that's definitely what it seems like right now.
Yeah. So I can see us dominating. We could legit dominate this game. Like if we can stop the run, we can dominate them because Trubisky can't beat us in the air, man.
Yeah.
He ain't. Nah, he's not. He ain't there. He's not there yet.
We gotta stop the run though, because they're gonna run the ball.
I think they ran the ball like 40 or 50 times in their previous game.
I don't know. That game was ugly. The game against the Ravens was terrible.
Yeah, man.
It was a terrible game. A lot of special team scores. It was bad, and defensive scores. It was a bad game.
Let me see here. I need to
so
see
like,
what happened.
So just to kind of update our offense, we're Carolina's 11th in total yards. So as bad as everybody want to bash Shula, 11th in total yards, 11th in passing, 18th rushing, and we are 17th in points per game. So we're moving the ball, we're getting yards. We just gotta score.
The Bears the Bears ran the ball against the Ravens 54 times.
Hey, that's crazy.
54 times. Howard had 36 carries. Tariq had 14. The quarterback had 4. 54 times. And ran over 230 yards.
Wow.
So we have to stop the run. Like Tariq Cohen threw a touchdown pass in that game. He had a perfect quarterback rating because he went 1 for 1. He threw for 21 yards, and Trubisky threw for 113 yards. But they ran the ball 54 times. So they don't abandon the run even when they're like down. Like they're going to run that ball all the time because they have the backs to do it.
Yep, and currently we are 7th against the run. So we're pretty capable. I think we'll be fine. I don't think they'll have 100 yards rushing against us. Bold prediction.
You think Tariq's gonna be motivated, man, because we ain't draft him?
I don't know, man. I think Tariq is A-okay.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna get paid once he become a free agent. He's gonna get his money.
He's good.
I wanted us to draft him too.
Yeah, I know we were calling for it, but I thought we were gonna get that Fournette Tariq combo, which would have been super dope. But that didn't happen.
Yep.
But it is what it is. Hopefully McCaffrey can get it going too, man. I need to see, we got to get him going, man.
In a PPR. Yeah, I mean, like he's getting enough catches. I mean, he had 10 catches in the game against the Eagles.
Nah, man, I ain't talking about
he's
that.
Not getting yards.
I'm talking about getting out. He needs a big play. We have yet to see a big play from McCaffrey. All the talk about, he's explosive, this and that. I've seen a little bit of flashes.
I was going to ask you a question that you was going to hate my guts with, but I might not ask that question now.
What, is he a bust?
No, could it be the play calling?
No, because you just said it yourself. You just said it yourself. He's getting the ball. We've given him the ball open space.
He's getting a lot of catches.
We've given the dude. We've given him every opportunity to prove that he's the man, and it's just not chance. Like he's like, for instance, the one play, against, I believe it was against Philly, where he caught the ball and he was 1-on-1 with it was 1-on-1 him and a DB, and he got taken down by the DB. Like that wouldn't happen at Stanford. I feel like he would have. Obviously, this is NFL, but I'm just saying the Stanford version of McCaffrey would have spin move or something. We're just not seeing it. It's just not there.
He's our leading receiver, man.
Hey, man.
Christian McCaffrey. He's our leading receiver. Cam's gone to him more than any other receiver on the team.
We knew that.
50 targets. Yeah, we knew that's what was going to happen.
We all knew that. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that Cam was going to take the easy stuff. We called that. It's no surprise to me at all.
Well, I'm answering to somebody in the chat saying that we got to get McCaffrey more involved, and I'm like, dude,
no, he's involved enough. We just need.
Yeah,
he needs to create. We're giving him the ball that much in space so that he can go out and do his thing. He needs to go out, break some tackles, be shifty. That's not happening. He's going down first hit. He's not shaking any tackles, not juking anybody. It's just boom. As soon as somebody touches him, he's going down. And that's not what I thought we were going to get. I thought we were going to get the move and groove and shake and bake. He's getting baked. He's not doing the shaking. He's getting baked.
He's 7.9 yards per reception. Put in perspective, Stewart's averaging 7.3 for the season. So that number needs to get higher. Like that number needs to be at least 10.
I disagree. I disagree because he's getting so many catches. Like, how many catches does Stewart have? Like 10?
Yeah, it's in contact. 6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, and McCaffrey has how many?
37.
Exactly. Like that average is perfect. I just need him to get out there and go. Like I want to see some shake and bake, some move and groove, man. Just not seeing it. Hopefully we can get it. We need the big play. I'm calling it right now. We're gonna see a big play from McCaffrey in this game. It's gonna happen. I'm talking about 50-yard run, punt return, something. It's got to happen in this game. And I think once it happens, I think you'll see it more. I think his confidence will grow. But we need to see it, man.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Right now, I'm looking through the stat line for Carolina. Cam's the second leading rusher.
We knew that. This is all obvious stuff, man.
And it's not, because the goal was for Cam not to run as much this year.
No, that's not the goal. The goal was that was decoy. That was we gonna make you think Cam ain't running, but this offense and Cam himself is more effective when he runs the ball. The offense moves when he runs the ball. I'm not saying it has to be a lot, but all I'm saying is when it's open, he needs to go.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's the offense. That's how Cam is effective. Cam is not gonna be dropping back. He's not effective like that. He has to mix in that pass. That's what makes him dangerous. Mix in the run. That's what makes him dangerous. All right, so you got a prediction on this game?
Yeah, man. I think Fox is going to have his boys motivated because he would love to give it to Carolina one more time. But I got us winning this game 24 to 14. We'll say 24-14.
I'm going to go with Carolina W. I'm going to say 30-24.
Wow.
Just to make it close, because that's what we always do. I think think that's what's going to happen, man.
I didn't even look at the line for this game.
I didn't either.
Let's see what the line is. Let's see what the line's looking like. Right now, wow, it's a close line. 3.5. Negative is minus 3.5 for Carolina.
They not sold on you boys, man.
Well, typically Vegas, when it comes to betting, that the home team always they start them at -3. So the fact that Carolina's on the road and they're still the favorites, that's like a 6.5 point swing. So it's pretty good considering. Over under is 40.5 points though. So with me saying 24-14, I'm pretty much betting under. And this is going to be a slow game, man. I think there's going to be a lot of running because I think Carolina's going to try to assert itself in the run game this game too. After what just happened to them against Philly, so I think they're going to make a conscious effort to try to run the ball in this game. So, but the Bears, I mean, they've shown occasional sparks, but we'll see.
Nah, I'm not sold. Trubisky's all right, but he's about to have his welcome to the NFL moment on Sunday. He hasn't seen a defense like this.
He played the Vikings.
Yeah, but that's not the same defense. This our defense is fast. He said we want to talk about Curtis Samuel. I've got nothing. I wish I could talk about him. I wish I could talk about Curtis.
He needs to be more involved. I know that much.
He does, man. He does. I've got nothing. There's no reason why he should have at least 4 or 5 catches a game, 50 yards. He's just not there. Something ain't right, man. He did miss a lot of training camp, so
I hope he's not still hurt.
It could be something. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But, yeah, that's about all he gets is those reverses, the end around, stuff like that. That's it. Nope. Ain't nobody coming off IR. The only person that's coming off IR is Greg, and then we can bring up one other person. So Greg and Kurt should be coming back. That should help. But
yeah, but they didn't put Kurt. They didn't put Kurt on IR.
He's not on IR. Yeah, he's not on IR. But I'm just answering the question: that is anybody coming back? Kurt should help.
Oh, the Eagles had it rough, man. They had a lot of penalties. Most of them were warranted, though.
We had 1 yard in penalty yardage. 1 yard.
Yeah, the entire game. So, you could tell that the game wasn't called consistently. I mean, it was on our side. You could argue that a lot of the penalties that we had during the game kept us in it. Because
no doubt about that.
Yeah, we had a lot. I think they had over 100, 125, 130 yards worth of penalties.
It was like 120 something.
Yeah, so that was a lot of yards.
Who's the weakest link on the offense and the defense? The weakest link on offense is Matt Khalil, and the weakest link on defense is Daryl Worley.
Yep, I completely agree with you.
That's easy answers.
Yeah, that was easy. Luke ain't, they had a concussion scare. Thank God he didn't have a concussion. But he hasn't been playing where we expect Luke to be over the past few weeks.
He hasn't had to be honest with you. Defense has been playing okay. He did get shake and baked a little bit in that Detroit game.
He did.
But he never was, kind of that. He never was that shifty guy. He just got the left to right speed, but that's going to happen to him. Tariq is probably going to shake and bake him a couple times too.
Oh yeah, Tariq got a little bit of power in him too. Considering how small a guy he is. All right, let me pull up fantasy real quick.
I was gonna say let's move to this fantasy thing. I'm still undefeated.
Look, man, nobody cares about your undefeatedness right now. Yeah, you are. You looking pretty though. I ain't gonna front.
I'm straight, man. I could have lost this week to a couple people though, if the matchups were different.
Yeah, your team ain't dropping that buck 30, buck 40, man.
Nah, not this week. Not this week.
Yeah, my squad showed up this week, but now I'm gonna be hurt.
Do what you got to do to win. Y'all like my trade?
That was a good trade.
Shout out to your boy. I don't know what you I don't know if he's in here or not.
Somebody sent me a trade, man. There it is.
What is? I can't see it.
They want Mike Evans, and I get Duke Johnson and Michael Crabtree.
Hey, that's not a bad trade though.
You out your mind. For who?
That's not a bad. Mike about to be trash. Mike about to be trash with James Garrett.
Nah, man. Even though Crabtree is tempting, but I'm nervous about Duke Johnson after what happened this week because they were behind the entire game and they weren't feeding him.
They were trying. They were throwing his way, but it wasn't connected.
It's just I gotta roll with Mike. I gotta roll with my boy Mr. Evans, man. It's tempting though, because Crabtree's a pretty good receiver. He's the best receiver just for you guys to know, he's the best receiver in Oakland right now. It's not Amari. It hasn't been Amari in a while. But I like Crabtree, yo.
Yeah. So Edward Clemens, I believe that's who I was trading with. He's in here. He was sending me some crazy offers, but we got it done.
Yeah, I need McFadden to help.
Try to snatch Bell from me, man. That wasn't happening.
Bell comes at a cost. A cost that nobody's going to pay.
Question Forever M Town. Shoot your question, bro.
No, go ahead, man. Ask your question. I'll answer because I'm.
The trade that we completed was it was Adrian Peterson for Jarvis Landry and Hooper, the tight end Hooper from Atlanta. I needed a tight end.
Hey, Shad, did you talking about McCaffrey?
Yeah, I don't understand the question, bro.
Where you get up there and you catch the ball for 5 defenders waiting on a predictable pass play and you try to escape for.
No, so McCaffrey's had some one-on-ones too. He's just not beating the guy in front of him. When I saw him in training camp, he was beating guys, and obviously you couldn't. There was no tackling, no contact, but he was beating guys one-on-one. He wasn't doing that. He's not doing that now. So I don't know if Luke's going to play or not either. They haven't said anything. We'll probably start finding out tomorrow when practices happen, if he's going to practice or not.
What do y'all think about us getting a top corner? They need to try to find somebody to compliment Bradbury. We can't afford to. That's the problem.
Yeah. No, we're standing pat.
Because the thing is, look how much Josh Norman got in Washington. Are you willing to pay that much money for a cornerback? I'm not. Gettleman wasn't either. Hurney will probably do it, which scares me a little bit. But then again, he might not because he paid top dollar for a corner when he was a GM. And that didn't pan out as well as it should have. So we can't – if you make the decision to pay that much for a cornerback, you can't pay for the other positions. You're going to take a hit on the defensive line. You're going to take a hit on the linebacker core. So when you make the decision to pay for a top corner, then something else is going to suffer.
Yeah,
ask Russell Wilson about that in Seattle.
That's never been our philosophy, though, is to pay a corner. We've never paid a top corner. Never. So all the money's going to the front seven, and then you get who you get in the back. Just like the Eagles, man. The Eagles, they drafting their corners. They ain't really got nobody. I think they got Jenkins. That's like their big guy that they brought in. But typically, unless you're desperate, you're not paying nobody $16 million. The Redskins are desperate. They got kind of those marquee receivers in their division. So they kind of had to do what they had to do, but it's not happening from us, and it never will. It's just our thing.
Yeah, when somebody asked about the best cornerback in fantasy football. When it comes to cornerback in fantasy football, is all about the point structure and what you get for points and things of that nature. If you get points for tackles, typically just grab it. Like when I do a draft, a league where it's individual defensive players, I make sure I get some great linebackers, and I don't really care about the rest of the positions. But I typically just find a cornerback that always gets picked on that has to tackle, like Worley, or somebody that's getting beat up. Like you don't want a shutdown corner in fantasy football, because that shutdown corner is not getting the coverage. Like the quarterback's not throwing to him, which means that you're not going to be able to get points if the quarterback's not throwing to him. So you want somebody that's getting thrown at that can tackle too. Interceptions are so random; they're more random than touchdowns, so that's hard to read. So I want to just get something where I know I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 tackles from a guy a game. I think Bradbury's a good corner, man. He doesn't have to be a shutdown corner. And I've always said, if we got a great pass rush, we don't need like an elite secondary, because your secondary turns elite when you're freaking getting at the quarterback in less than 3 seconds. So I'm gonna make the playoffs, man. I'm only 1 game out. There's a lot of 3-2 teams. But this is gonna be a crazy run to the playoffs. That's weird. All right, let me go ahead and change this back. Let's stop the screen sharing. All right. Yeah, I don't think we're in a concern to be paying for a cornerback right now. Bradbury's good. Now we can't have everything perfect, because like the thing is, like when you make the decision to pay for that, like look at the Seahawks. The Seahawks spent all their money on corners and the safeties. They spent a lot of their money on that. And they spent a little bit in the front seven, but not nearly as much as they did on the secondary. And now Russell Wilson has no help. He's running for his life. Something has to give. It's a balance. It's a balance. And
so Samson took a great. See, he put it right on the head. If Bradbury can get his eyes on the ball, he'd be great. And that's true. He does not play the ball. That's one thing about Bradbury. Is he's playing the receiver the entire time. He's gonna bat a ball down before he picks it off. You're not gonna see a lot of picks from him. But if he ever learns to play the ball, and it'll come, just like somebody else said earlier in the chat, it took Josh Norman 3-4 years before he got great. So it'll come though. And once Bradbury starts learning how to play the ball, he's going to be our shutdown corner, because he's there. He's getting there a lot. He's a lot better than what we thought he was going to be coming out, and he's definitely impressed. I'm very happy where he's at right now.
And he's ahead of the Josh curve too. Second year Josh was not
way ahead of the Josh. Yeah, way ahead of the Josh curve.
Way ahead. So now we're good on that front. I'm concerned about whether or not we got to re-sign Star in the offseason than worrying about another player.
I don't know how it's going to happen, man. I don't know how it's going to happen, to be honest with you. I wish I knew. I don't see where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's my concern right now, because I don't know if Big Vern's going to be it, man. Getting concerned. I'm getting worried.
Yeah, the way it's looking, Vern, man. I mean, he's doing okay when he plays, but we shouldn't be having debates on whether he's going to play or not. That shouldn't be a question.
Yeah. So Big Vern is an issue.
Rivera should know whether he's going to play or not. But all right, fellas, y'all got anything else? Because your boy has to hit sack. Pause.
Bradbury's a top 15 corner in the NFL, man. He's probably top 10 when you sit down and think about it. Cats are saying he's only the best corner on defense. I
don't have the stats in front of me, so I couldn't tell you. I just like where he's at personally. Just watching him, and like Samson said, if he ever learns how to play the ball or get his head on the swivel and find the ball, he's gonna be great, because he's not letting the receiver catch the ball, because he plays the receiver. He's looking straight at the receiver every time. Like his back is toward the ball. He's looking at the receiver. He just won't let you catch it. But if he ever gets just turn around a little bit and find the ball, it's a wrap.
Yeah, like he I think people are complaining. I think it's about Josh not being on the team, but I'm like, nah, man. He is.
Listen, it was the right call, man. It was the right call because we wouldn't have KK extended if that was the case. You can sit there and say all you want. I hate getting this argument because people, this old argument, Josh needed to go. He wanted to get paid and he deserved his money. It worked out for both parties. Granted, we should have got something for him in return. We did. Essentially, we got the comp pick. But, you know, we weren't going to pay him. It's not in our – you don't come to Carolina and get paid as a cornerback. We don't pay DBs.
Nope.
Look at the history. Go back and look at our history. You never paid a DB. Big money. It's like the big cat has indoctrinated that into whatever GM we have because it doesn't matter who it is. You're not going to pay a cornerback or a DB big money. It's all in the front seven. Always has been, always will be.
Yep. Like Panther God said, man, getting Luke
and
Gregg.
KB's still getting his 1,200. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He almost had 100 yards this last game.
So where we at on the KB 1,200 sweepstakes? I didn't even think about that.
I don't know.
I'm about to find out. I know that. I need to know. I just want Kelvin Benjamin. Give me that stat line, man. Google is a very powerful tool. I ain't gonna front though. He's doing okay. He's doing pretty good considering. Kelvin Benjamin. All right, what we looking like? 371 yards.
371.
6 games in.
So
he got to start getting. He got to start getting ham sandwich real quick. Only 1 touchdown for the season.
Much further we got? We got what?
You got 10. You got 10 games left, man.
Oh yeah, we good. Cause he's gonna have a couple, but he's gonna have a couple buck 50s, a couple 50s.
He pretty much got to get 100 yards in 8 out of the last 10 games.
It's gonna happen, man.
All right.
He gonna bust like 200 yard here. 50 yard there. It's gonna average out.
KB's doing better than Julio. You're right. KB is doing better than Julio. I have Julio in a fantasy league, and I'm still very disappointed. I regret.
Julio can kick rocks.
I regret not taking Elite AJ Green, man. I'm regretting that. It is hurting me right now.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, I think we done. I think we good. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, this was fun. This was
Chatting,
fun Q&A. All right, yo, take it to Twitter, man. Hey, look, y'all go ahead. Everybody like this joint, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit us up on Twitter, man. It's a lot of tweet action going on. So hit us up on Twitter, man. And that's all I got, man. Like it. Hit the like button. Subscribe and all that good stuff.
I can follow me on Twitter at ChampD1012, man. I'm on there often, so feel free.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Panther Nation podcast hosted by Rashad and David. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Panther Nation Podcast. You can also like our Facebook page at Panther Nation Podcast. While you're at it, follow us on Twitter at Panther Nation PC. And always remember, keep pounding. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.